Though Bob was very nice at home, he had no civic sense. He paid no respect to public property. He did not care if he dirtied the roads or if he scratched the bus seats. He was very irresponsible that way. Though his father kept warning him that one day he will have to pay, Bob remained the same. One day, his aunt, whom Bob loved more than anything else in the world, came up to him. Bob, I need to go to the hospital. Will you come with me? Sure, Aunt, let's go, said Bob. They hailed a taxi and together they went to the hospital. When they reached the hospital, Bob asked about the fare. The taxi driver quoted such an exorbitant price that Bob was surprised. Where's your meter, mister? Asked Bob. The taxi driver just sneered and said, It was broken off by some naughty kid like you, chappie. Aunt was left with no choice but to pay the taxi driver. When Bob and his aunt reached the hospital, Bob was asked to wait while Aunt went to visit the doctor. Bob reached the waiting room, but what did he see? He saw that some of the seats were occupied while the others were free. The free seats were crashed and there was litter all under the seats. This disgusted Bob. He could find no clean place to sit. So he had to stand and wait for his aunt to be free, which was a good 2 hours. When Aunt finally appeared, she said, Bob, let's take the bus back home. Sure, Aunt, as you say. And they went to the bus stop to wait for a bus. There, Bob saw a small boy scratching away at a tree trunk. What are you doing, little boy? This is not your property that you are scratching away at it. Stop now, or I will call the police. Surprised at the way Aunt reacted, Bob asked her, Why did you scold the boy so much, Aunt? He was just scratching the tree trunk. Aunt was pretty surprised to hear this. Why, Bob? How can you talk like such an irresponsible boy? These trees, these buses, these taxis, this bus stop, these benches, all these things belong to us, to our town. We pay taxes to the government so that the government can maintain these for us. If that's the case, then why is this bus stop broken and why are there no seats here? Asked Bob. Ah! Exclaimed Aunt. Is everything at your home up to date and maintained at all times? Bob thought for a while and then said, No. Have you ever wondered why? Asked Aunt. No, replied Bob again. It's because your mother cannot do everything on her own. She needs help. And just as we help at our house, we need to help the government also to keep our things clean and in working condition, replied Aunt. How can we do that, Aunt? Asked Bob, throwing the toffee wrapper on the pavement. Well, to start, you can throw that toffee wrapper in the dustbin, said Aunt sternly. Ashamed, Bob picked the wrapper and threw it in the dustbin. Good. Now take care that you do not throw waste on the roads. You should not scratch bus seats. You should play in the playgrounds that are made for playing, so that you do not hurt anybody, said Aunt. Aunt, now I know what you mean. Today at the hospital, I had to stand for 2 hours because the seats were dirty and scratched. Had we taken care of the seats, everybody could have sat on them and rested, exclaimed Bob. So you have finally got what I mean to say, smiled Aunt. From that day onwards, Bob is seen not only helping at home but also helping the government maintain his town.